Dun-dun-dun, 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 dun-dun-dun. Yo, what up? The name's Infamous, but you can call me M3 Bullet. Welcome or welcome back. The 90s, where all classic 90s movies exist. And the Addams Family is one of those movies. Since it's almost Halloween, well, since Halloween's almost around the corner soon, I thought it would be a good idea for me to review Addams Family and Addams Family values. Like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. Check out my DeviantArt. In case you don't know what that is, it's pretty much a digital online art gallery where you can see most of my work. It's been 25 years ever since Gomez and Fester actually seen each other. There was a little fight that happened between them years ago, and what was it? The kids were having a little fun, trying to kill each other. Gomez and Morticia be making out for most of it, and pretty much his lawyer Tully, I think, was trying to come up with, he was there went to the Addams Family with his wife, trying to organize some sort of charity event that they got to do later on in the movie. And during that whole little exchange between Gomez and Tully, Tully was pretty much trying to rob them. He found out they got some sort of fancy old, pretty much got some old treasure around the place, and he was trying to sneak his way around. And what was it? There was a fencing sword fight scene while Gomez and Tully were talking a little bit. And his wife kind of was trying to find some stuff for the auction and for that charity auction thing. Skipping a little bit ahead. We kind of got introduced to Gordon and his mother. Turns out those two are actually mob bosses, and Tully kind of owed him some money. So Gordon kind of intimidated him, roughed him up a little bit. Then what was it? He did knock over his suitcase that Gomez paid with gold, and he was like, "Hey, wait a minute, where the heck did you get this gold, man?" And he was explaining that it was from the Addams Family, and it was part of some little charity event. And he started to notice that Gordon looked a little bit like Fester, so they came up with a plan to pretty much disguise Gordon up as Uncle Fester, and pretty much trying to get him to figure out where that vault is, where they can steal him and rob him and crap. They had to come up with some elaborate scheme. What was it? The mom had to pretend to be some sort of psychologist. The mother as a psychologist kind of said that he kind of suffers from a little brain damage, and he was in the Bermuda Triangle. Wednesday kind of wasn't not buying the whole thing. And after that whole thing, Finn kind of surprised him to sleep. He was screaming, and I'm surprised no one wasn't really suspicious for a little bit. Well, except Wednesday, of course, because obviously she's the smart one out of this whole family. Anywho, the next day, Gomez and Fester kind of had spend a little time together, go and do brother stuff. They went to the vault. It was a bunch of elaborate. They had to go through a lot of elaborate things just to get to the vault. They kind of went there. It was their little in the vault. It was their man cave, and they kind of Gomez was playing some old school film, camera, using an old school film camera, and kind of try to get Fester to remember everything that happened. And they were talking about the reason why they split for 25 years is because Fester and Gomez, it was a fight between two girls actually, but pretty much Fester was trying to get with two girls, but Gomez kind of beat him to the punch. He kind of screwed them, I guess. It kind of was implied that he screwed them, but they made up and reconciled for a little bit. But Gomez kind of put Fester in a headlock, and knowing that he started to notice that Fester might not actually be Fester. The mother kind of came up to the Addams Family house and try to talk to them, and like tell them that, hey, it was this sort of displacement thing. And during that whole talk, Fester was kind of like bonding with the kids. He kind of was helping them with their Shakespeare because they were about to do like a little play. Gordon's mother kind of like had a little talk. They were having like the little talk in in Fester's room a little bit, and knowing that she started to notice that Fester's, well, I guess Gordon, which we all know is a fake Fester, was enjoying like their whole little company and everything that goes on in the Addams family house. She did snap up him out of that, so she kind of like told him this: you tell Gomez that, hey, you're in the way and everything, and like while they're out on their play, they go in, try to like find like where the vault is, because like he did try to like find the vault, but he always keep failing. On the night of the play, Wednesday and Pugsley like try to get Fester, but he told them like he changed his mind, he ain't going, and he was like working on some sort of thing, some sort of weird gadget or something, and he's like, you know what, I changed my mind, I'm going to that play. Gordon's mother like tried to like get in, but she kind of like got wrapped up in some tree vines. I guess the tree kind of attacked her and kind of like put her inside the house, I guess. And like during that whole play thing, to the Addams family, it was a little cringy in the beginning part when it was what was it behind what was it Fester went backstage and talked to Wednesday and Pugsley, gave him that little gadget thing, and when it was time for their scene, like they like cut what was it they were like their characters were fencing each other, and they're quoting Shakespeare because it was a Shakespearean play, and what was it crap I forgot. Oh yeah, they kind of cut each other, they kind of got blood on everybody, everyone in the Addams family cheered, and that was pretty much it. Lurch kind of freed her from her little, I don't know, her tree cocoon in the house. She kind of like went down to down to their, dining hall, where the Addams family kind of like told Fester that, hey, we're having like a little big last day party, and they're inviting everyone in the Addams family. Well, everyone in the Addams family besides them. I mean other Addams. You know what I mean. Anywho, she was a little mad. Gordon was a little scared a little bit, and know that they got everything set up. The day the party happened. It was pretty cool though. What was it? Tully and his wife was there, and they were dancing, enjoying everything. And Cousin It kind of showed up. In case you don't know who Cousin It is, it's pretty much, I don't know, a dude with, I don't know, he's pretty much a perm that's 3 or 4 feet tall. I don't know how tall he is in the movie, but all I know is that he's just a perm dude that don't really speak much. He was dancing with Tully's wife a little bit. Morticia kind of like sent Wednesday up to like Fester's room to check on him, but in knowing that Wednesday kind of stumbled upon Gordon and Gordon and his mother about about them scheming and everything, she kind of like caught them. They found Wednesday out. Fester had to chase her throughout the whole house, and they couldn't find her. So his mom kind of like told him, "Hey, go to that party because if you don't show up, people are starting to get suspicious and everything else." They went to Fester kind of like went down there. He was reunited with Flora and Fauna. Turns out those two are actually conjoined twins, and there was like a cool, awesome dance scene and everything else. After the party was over, like everyone started to notice that Wednesday's a little missing, and the Addams family like pretty much went everywhere to search they went everywhere around the house to search for Wednesday. Fester, aka the fake Gordon, kind of told them, "Hey, I'm gonna stay here in case she comes back." Everyone was searching through the graveyard. Gomez found her kind of asleep, and by the time like they got back to the house, it was completely locked out because that was pretty much their plan this whole time, to like get the Addams family kicked out of the house so that way they can search for the treasure themselves. Okay, Gomez did try to like take it to court, but that kind of lost. Gomez was a little depressed. They had to move out of the house. They were staying in a motel for a little bit, they were not getting used to the whole thing. Morticia kind of like stands up and you know what? I'm going to go to the house. Well, to the Addams family house, and Tully and everyone else was there. Everyone else was there, and they kind of kidnapped her, torture her for a little bit. Fing like was witness. Fing the hand thing was like kind of see the whole thing, I guess, and kind of like told Gomez, and Gomez kind of like came to rescue. Pretty much cool fight scene with Tully. They were like defeated. What was it? What was it? Gordon's mother was defeated. Tully was defeated. They kind of were like flinged into a graveyard. Fester got his memory back. And it turns out that Gordon dude was actually Fester that whole time, but he just had amnesia this whole time. Thanks to that lightning bolt, he got his memory back. And after that, it was Halloween. And only that there was like a little Wake the Dead party thing. And knowing that we're left on a cliffhanger with Morticia telling Gomez that she's pregnant. And that was the end of the movie. Okay, taking place like after the events of the first movie, we kind of like what was it, Gomez and Finn, that hand thing that kind of moves, was like doing some sort of hand arm wrestling thing, and Morticia told Gomez that it's time for the baby being born. They rushed Morticia to the hospital. She gave birth, and we got the third Addams family kid, and his name is Pubert Addams. They brought him home, and they were really... Fing was doing some, like, cool skate tricks with some old school roller skates. It was pretty cool, though. And knowing that Pugsley and Wednesday were, like... They were, like, a little jealous of the baby. Most of the time, they tried to kill him. Was it Gomez? Gomez and Morticia kind of had a little talk with the kids about, like, why they hate the baby. They just want to play with them. Fester said it was sibling rivalry and everything else. And knowing that Gomez kind of like threw Fester at the wall, threw a bunch of knives at him, like pinning him to the wall. That was pretty cool too. Then we cut to a scene where Fester was a little lonely. He was reading a book about strange men and women. And we cut to a scene where Pugsley and Wednesday try to kill the baby through a guillotine, but like that failed because the baby caught the blade with his fingers. And what was it? Gomez and Morticia were outside in the cemetery, and they were like trying to kiss, do romantic couple stuff. But every time they tried to kiss, there was always a bunch of ruckus that's coming from the house from Wednesday and Pugsley trying to kill the baby. So they come up with a plan. They kind of like try to like hire some nannies. They gone through the hippie chick, and what was it? Some black lady and some puppet chick. I don't know what the heck she is, but anywho, the puppet lady, that was a little funny. Then we got introduced to Debbie Dolinsky. She's the new nanny that's kind of sent there. Morticia kind of pointed out the fact that they did not, like the agency, the nanny agency said that there was no one available, but she was out of town, and now she's here, and they were like talking a little bit, and knowing that Fester was watching everything from upstairs, and so was Wednesday and Pugsley. So Gomez and Morticia like try to introduce them to to Wednesday and Pugsley, and they were like, I don't know, they were like trying to like weld some doll while it's hanging from the ceiling, and Wednesday said, "Be afraid, be very afraid," with the blowtorch. That was kind of scary, and knowing that Fester was like peeking through like one of the stairwell, looking at Debbie. He was a little shy, and like Gomez told Debbie that that's his brother Fester. Wednesday and Pugsley like try to like drop Puber from the stairs. So and it landed, and Puber kind of like landed in Gomez's arms like, Debbie, I think it's best if you babysit today or tonight, or I guess be a nanny right now. Fester and Gomez were having like a little chat about Debbie and everything else, and Debbie was watching the news, and she was watching the news about some woman named the Black Widow, and that she had like 3 husbands that she kind of killed, and she kind of like go after wealthy men and like gaining their trust and gaining their love. And on their wedding night, or somewhere on their wedding night, the husband ended up dead, and it made it look like an accident, and she managed to avoid the police. But funny thing is, Debbie is the Black Widow. The next day, Gomez, Fester, and Morticia kind of like went out, and what was it? She was like looking through like, I don't know, through the Addams family records, a bit like their deed, the Bostons, and Wednesday kind of overheard Debbie like calling Pubert a brat, and she was trying to like hide everything, but Wednesday kind of like know that Debbie is up to something, so Debbie came up with a plan to pretty much get Morticia and Gomez to send them to summer Camp Chippewa, I think. And that's where we're introduced to two characters, I think. Well, I would say two important characters. Joel and Amanda Buckman. Okay, after that whole thing, Debbie was like reading to the baby, and she was sort of planting seeds that she liked Fester and everything else. Fester was like talking to Gomez. He was throwing darts and everything else. He was doing like some crazy, awesome trick shots with those things. Anywho, he was asking Gomez if he asked Debbie out, would Morticia and Gomez go with them? It's kind of like, as like a double date kind of deal. And Gomez was with the whole thing. They were at the restaurant. They were eating, having a little good time. Then Morticia and Debbie kind of like went to the bathroom, kind of like had their little girl talk, and Gomez and Fester kind of had their little guy talk. After that, Gomez and Morticia kind of like did like a cool, awesome dance number. It was amazing though. After the whole dinner thing, Fester and Debbie kind of like went to the cemetery. They kind of like were going for like a little walk, and she kind of was confessing his feelings for her. And they were confessing each other's feelings, and Debbie kind of pointed out the fact that she's a virgin and Fester's a virgin too, and it kind of ended up with both of them it kind of ended up with them being engaged that fast, and Gomez pointed out the fact that the engagement ring belonged to Fester and Gomez's mother. Debbie kind of like dug it up out of her grave, and what was it? Wednesday, at the Camp Chippewa place? Pugsley and Wednesday kind of got the news that Uncle Fester is getting married, and like Amanda was like saying some mean things about their family and everything else. They like the other counselors like try like get him to crack, get him to like smile or something, and try to be a little normal. Then Joel kind of was in there, and he was sent into the like what was it, that Happy Hut, whatever, that they were both sent there. It was somewhat like a jail, I guess, for antisocial people, I guess. And he was sent there because he didn't want to read. Wednesday and Pugsley did try to like sneak out, and Joel was kind of with them. He cut out some wire cutters so that we can cut through the fence. But Amanda kind of like snitched and kind of like got the counselors and the other campers. They kind of like showed up and everything else, and try like and get them and like talk to them and everything. And they were talking about like it's like their wedding. They were trying to make it to Fester's wedding and everything else. But what was it? The counselor did try to like, I don't know, they were singing Kumbaya at the Addams family house. What was it? They were having like a little bachelor and bachelorette party for Fester and Debbie. The day the wedding happened, Fester and Debbie kind of got married. They went to like some honeymoon. They kind of went to Hawaii somewhere. I don't know, somewhere in Hawaii for their honeymoon. And Debbie, well, she did try to kill him, but that kind of backfired in the bathtub. She like, had like a plug boombox and tried to like drop it down like in the tub, but again he survived. And Debbie was kind of a little pissed off. And what was it? They kind of got busy, but the conditions of Fester getting busy with Debbie is that she don't see Fester don't see the rest of the Addams family again. Wednesday and Pugsley and Gomez kind of like got the whole message about like them not seeing each other again, and Debbie and Fester kind of like moved to some like house somewhere, like in some nice mansion or someplace. Okay, time for me to wrap this up real quick. Okay, pretty much Wednesday was casting some Pocahontas play. The counselor kind of like locked Wednesday, Pugsley, and Joel up, and kind of I don't know, kind of like Wednesday was smiling. It was creepy. Everyone was freaked out. Anywho, what was it? The family kind of went to see Fester, but Debbie was like trying to kick them out. After that, the baby kind of was acting weird. Like the grandma kind of like told them that the baby's sort of possessed or something, and it's turning the baby somewhat like a normal little baby, I guess. And Fester was like cooking some little meal for Debbie, and Debbie was kind of like planning to like kill him, or try to kill him again with a bomb as like a present for some anniversary gift. And she kind of like told him they were going out, and she was waiting for the car to pretty much wait for the whole thing to explode. And Fester sort of survived, and Debbie kind of revealed the whole thing. Um, Wednesday Pugsley managed to escape, managed to get out of there, and what was it? Everyone meet up at the Addams family house. Everyone was united. Debbie kind of like had a shotgun, made everyone like strap it to an electric chair, and what was it? Pretty much ran about her backstory. Turns out when she was a little kid, her parents kind of like got her like a doll that she didn't want, and she kind of killed them. So she kind of killed what was it? The senator, a surgeon, and now Fester. Well, try to kill Fester. What was it? She did try to like kill the family, but the baby kind of like came to the rescue and pretty much saved the whole family and everything else. And that was pretty much the end of that. The Addams Family is a freaking classic, man. Any kid that was born in the 90s, 80s, 2000s, there's no way in heck. This movie is so iconic. This movie shows up every year around Halloween. Like, I don't know. I think on Freeform back then when I was growing up, it was called ABC Family. But it was it was a very good movie though. And know that I like what they did with casting Christopher Lloyd as Uncle Fester, the uncle. That was a very good choice. That was very whoever did the casting. Okay, they deserve a round of applause. Well done. Okay. In case you don't know who Christopher Lloyd is, he's the scientist from the Back to the Future franchise. He was the scientist. In a way that he appeared in Roger Rabbit as the bad guy. I'll do a review on Roger Rabbit later. Well, maybe after Halloween is over. Okay, fun fact about the Addams Family. The Addams Family was created as some sort of comic strip back in the 1930s by a guy named Charles Addams. Charles Addams was, well, he was like a normal regular Joe, but he had like a few, how can I put this? He was eccentric to pretty much sums it up. Okay, let's be honest, the dude was a little creepy, a little kooky. He, from what I understand, he was very interested in the macabre, basically like into monsters, ghouls, haunted houses. There was some people mentioned the fact that when he was a kid, he saw some old creepy Victorian style house, and he was very fascinated by it. Well, hey, all artists gotta get inspiration somewhere, right? And knowing that, I forget. Oh crap! I cannot talk today. Oh crap! I really can't talk. Damn. Okay. Pre- what was it? Like none of the characters actually had names in the comic strips or anything. They didn't like had no names at all. Like they were just nothing but characters. There were like a few design changes with Gomez, but well, yeah. And not only that, they didn't really get their names until they made like a '60s TV show. Like I always thought that the Evans Family was based on a TV show, but really it was based on a comic book. Who knew? Almost, ain't that funny? Popeye was based on a comic book. Superman, okay, everybody knew who Superman is, so who knew? Popeye was based on a comic book. Archie was based on a comic book. Who knew the Evans Family was? Okay, Morticia and Gomez, oh my god, man. there's not 1 minute in the first movie where they ain't making out. Okay, we get it. Y'all two love each other. Okay, who making I can never understand. But that made most of the comedic part of the movie. I don't know, for some weird reason, like watching this now, it kind of got me laughing. I guess I was laughing at it because I'm grown. Well, I would say I'm semi grown now since I'm somewhat grown up. But I gotta admit, they look cute on screen though, and I like what they did with the casting though. Again, whoever did the casting, pure genius. Anywho, Wednesday is the most scariest out of all the M's family. Wednesday got to be the most scariest of them all, though. Okay, we can admit it. Lurch, okay, let's be honest. Lurch looks a little bit like Frankenstein. I mean, like, has anyone not noticed that? Honestly, I remember when I was first introduced to the Addams family. Well, yeah, crap. My parents kind of grown up with like this show and I guess the movies and everything else. But I always wonder, like, what the heck are the Addams family anyway? Are they just a family with weird mutations? I did kind of speculate. I did have a little theory that they might have had superpowers because in real life, doing the things that they do actually could kill a person for real. And I was like, do they got superpowers or something? Or are they just a supernaturally empowered family or something? But from what I understand, they're just a very odd family. And keep in mind, they were written and made back in the 60s, back when, being different was not okay, and being, well, I guess yourself used to be considered a bad thing. But nowadays, no one don't really care. Do what you want to do, say what you want to say, and, you get the point. By the way, Moses, in case you don't know, MC Hammer did kind of made a song after, like, based on the movie, though. It was pretty good though. Okay, I'll have a link in the description of with the song. Though, can't touch this. Can't touch this. Okay, guys, time for me to rate this movie. Let's see. Factor in the star power, the pop culture impact, and how iconic that theme song is. And let's see. Well, it is a catchy theme song. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. Minus the 6. Probably because the writing's a little dull in a sense. I mean, like, it could have. It did have some panache, but okay. I'm supposed to critique this movie here. Great movie, by the way. Still is. Alright. Get to the rating. Let's see. Times the 4. Let's see. The writing, the subplot. On the Addams Family value. Let's see. What else? Alright. Final rating. Alright. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give Addams Family, the first one, obviously, I would give it like a solid. I would give it a solid 9. For Addams Family values, now that is going to be a tricky one. Let's see. Times the 2, minus the 6. And the whole marriage plot line and Fester dating life, I guess. I'll give it like at least a solid 7.5. You could not beat the first movie. You could never beat it. So, I'm sorry, Addams Family Values. That was my favorite one, but I'm sorry. You deserve a solid 7, though. You cannot beat the first Addams Family movie. You cannot beat it. Alright, guys, time for me to go. Oh, wait a minute. Guys, in case you're probably wondering, I did something like this last year, where I did try to review a couple Halloween movies. I reviewed Hocus Pocus, and other classic Halloween movies. So if you guys don't mind, there's a link to it up there. So if you guys don't mind, check it out. And by the way, guys, I need your help. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers, so here's what you guys need to do. Like, share, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, check out my DeviantArt. In case you don't know what it is, it's pretty much like a digital online art gallery where you can see me post some of my work on there. So please check it out. M3 Bullet, out.